fans spinning where the storm is heading next. Also breaking, the president of the Ivy League University of Pennsylvania resigning after criticism over how she's handled anti-Semitism on campus. Will other university presidents be forced out? Major reversal. The Texas Supreme Court blocks this woman from having an emergency abortion. Her lawyers say her baby won't survive birth and the mother's health is at risk. What happens next as time is running out? The $700 million man, the biggest contract in American sports history, just announced. Ready, set, return. Inside the billion-dollar industry of returning those holiday gifts. The retailers that are now charging you to send some items back. And Coffee Clash. The top-secret McDonald's spinoff has just opened. The line, 4 hours long. Can it topple Starbucks?
This is NBC Nightly News with Jose Diaz-Balart.
Good evening. We are tracking a massive and dangerous storm system impacting more than 65 million people this weekend. A string of tornadoes tore across parts of the South today. As we come on the air, Nashville is under a tornado watch, and the National Weather Service is reporting homes and businesses damaged in the surrounding areas. Take a look at this. On the left, the firehouse in Rutherford, Tennessee, just hours ago. On the right, what it looks like now, destroyed. Thousands are without power throughout the area, and we are hearing reports of multiple injuries. But the storm is far from over. Take a look at this. The storm stretches from the Great Lakes all the way down to the Gulf Coast. And in the next 24 hours, it is heading right for the Northeast. We are following it all for you tonight, and we begin with Priscilla Thompson in Mississippi.
Can you see it right there?
Tonight, severe storms battering the South. This tornado on the ground near Nashville, leaving homes destroyed and people trapped. An observed tornado on the ground in Clarksville, Tennessee. This massive funnel looming over these houses. Throughout this neighborhood, the air filled with debris. As tonight, rescue efforts are underway to free people trapped in destroyed homes.
There are some people that are injured, cited that some houses have been hit.
Moments before, another twister ripping through the town of Rutherford. Are you all scared?
Well, definitely everyone around me was freaking out.
Ethan Goad captured these images and was shocked by the devastation.
The fire station had been destroyed. There was metal everywhere.
This is all that's left of the fire station. Emergency vehicles covered by debris. 65 million people in the path of this massive storm system, stretching from the Great Lakes to the Gulf Coast, marching east and creating havoc along the way. This dash cam video capturing a scary moment on a Utah highway Friday as a van slid in front of a state trooper.
It caught me by surprise. I missed it by a foot or two. It was pretty close. I thought I was going to hit him.
In Colorado, drivers struggled through whiteout conditions. This 21-vehicle pileup injured 5, state police say, shutting down Interstate 70 for hours.
And Priscilla joins us now from Jackson, Mississippi. Priscilla, that part of the South is facing a risk of severe weather later tonight.
That's right, Jose. The city is at risk for damaging winds, hail, and a possible tornado, with a watch in effect through midnight. Jose?
Priscilla Thompson in Jackson, Mississippi, thank you. And that same storm system is set to create major problems in the Northeast in the next 24 hours. Meteorologist Angie Lassman joins me. Angie.
Jose, the flood alerts are already up for 54 million people stretching from Maine down to Washington, D.C. as this system works a little farther to the east. As we get into your Sunday, all of that moisture arrives for the eastern third of the country, bringing the potential for some heavy rainfall, some snowfall, and on top of that, the winds. Those winds don't really ramp up until Sunday night and into Monday, but they stick around for the beginning of our work week, and they could be intense at times. Rainfall rates impressive, and that could lead us to the potential for 3 to 4 inches of rain by the time this is all said and done. We've got snowfall in parts of upstate New York and Vermont, 10 to 15 inches, and those winds, 52-mile-per-hour gusts possible in Montauk, Jose. Nantucket could inch up to 58 miles per hour, so down trees and power lines are a possibility.
Angie Lassman, thank you so very much. Our other big story tonight, the president of the University of Pennsylvania has just resigned. It comes following a contentious back and forth in Congress this week over her comments about anti-Semitism on campus. George Solis reports from Penn.
My comments and the basic idea.
After days of mounting pressure, president of the University of Pennsylvania is now out. The Ivy League School Board of Trustee chair writing in a letter that President Liz McGill has voluntarily tendered her resignation. During 5 hours of congressional testimony on Tuesday, it was just a momentary exchange that created a firestorm for the university head.
I am asking, specifically calling for the genocide of Jews. Does that constitute bullying or harassment?
If it is directed and severe or pervasive, it is harassment. If the speech becomes conduct, it can be harassment, yes.
Conduct meaning committing the act of genocide?
New York Congresswoman Elise Stefanik pressed the presidents of Penn, Harvard, and MIT in a hearing about anti-Semitism on university campuses. McGill's failure to flatly reject calls for genocide resulted in widespread backlash, including from the Democratic governor of Pennsylvania.
Leaders have a responsibility to speak and act with moral clarity. And Liz McGill failed to meet that simple test.
Following the hearing, McGill attempted to clarify her remarks with this video.
I was focused on our university's longstanding policies aligned with the U.S. Constitution, which say that speech alone is not punishable. I was not focused on, but I should have been, the irrefutable fact that a call for genocide of Jewish people is a call for some of the most terrible violence human beings can perpetrate. It's evil, plain and simple.
But that video didn't quiet her critics, with some of the school's mega donors threatening to pull hundreds of millions of dollars. The trustees' letter to Penn's community today quoting McGill saying, "It has been my privilege to serve as the president of this remarkable institution."
George Solis is on Penn's campus tonight. George, what comes next?
Yeah, Jose, according to that letter from the board chair, Liz McGill will remain here at Penn as a tenured faculty member, and in the coming days, plans will be announced for interim leadership here at Penn. Jose?
George Solis in Philadelphia, thank you. That anger boiling over at colleges comes as the war in the Middle East reaches a new level of desperation. Today, we're learning new details about the death of a hostage during an alleged rescue attempt by Israeli forces. Hallie Jackson is in Tel Aviv for us tonight.
Israeli strikes pounding Gaza tonight as we're learning more about an Israeli hostage killed there. 25-year-old Sahar Baruch, seen here in this video released by Hamas. They claim he died in an Israeli rescue attempt, but Israel late tonight blames Hamas for his death. The IDF also says it tried to free hostages in a raid in which 2 soldiers were badly hurt. It's only the second time the IDF has publicly acknowledged trying to rescue abducted Israelis. Private Ori Megadish freed during the first attempt in October. In Tel Aviv tonight, other now former hostages released in last week's truce, describing how every day felt like hell in captivity. Barely fed, barely sleeping, constant fear. Shuki Benjamin's brother still is not home, kidnapped as he learned just last week.
At least after, 56 days, we have some information about him.
For Yarden Gonen, a devastating Hanukkah without her sister, Romy.
My family and I were not lighting candles this year because our light is in captivity.
Israel hunting Hamas, including in schools, they say, like this one in the north, and releasing this video of soldiers ripping open a stuffed teddy bear. Inside, a rifle.
Guys, all this is inside the school. All this is inside the school that we're seeing right now.
NBC News has not verified that footage. In the south of Gaza, which used to be a safe zone, the injured flooding a hospital after airstrikes. At another hospital, a child in the arms of a first responder. And near the border at this camp, people lining up for bags of flour, desperate for food. The Biden administration saying another border crossing is expected to open soon to help inspect aid trucks, even as the UN Secretary General warns Gaza is on the brink of a humanitarian collapse.
And Hallie joins us now. Hallie, we're seeing more fallout from that U.S. decision to block a United Nations Security Council vote to call for an immediate ceasefire.
That's right, Jose. There's new praise tonight from the Israeli prime minister, but condemnation from others like Syria, with Iran warning U.S. support of Israel could explode the situation. Jose?
Hallie Jackson in Tel Aviv, thank you. Tonight, an urgent twist in the country's battle over abortion. The Texas Supreme Court has blocked a ruling that would have allowed a pregnant woman to get an emergency abortion, which she says she needs to protect her life. Liz Kreutz has more.
Tonight, a major legal battle over abortion rights unfolding in Texas, with the state Supreme Court stepping in to temporarily block a pregnant woman from obtaining an emergency abortion she's seeking after learning her fetus is non-viable.
I am extremely disappointed, but not really surprised.
Molly Duane is the attorney representing 31-year-old Kate Cox, the pregnant mother of two, suing the state, claiming she's being denied care because of Texas's 6-week abortion ban. Cox, who is 20 weeks pregnant, recently told NBC News that doctors said proceeding with her pregnancy could pose significant risk to her own health and her ability to have more children in the future.
I was, shocked when I found out I would not be able to get the medical care that I need, here in my home state.
On Thursday, a Texas judge ruled that Cox could terminate her pregnancy. But overnight, the state Supreme Court temporarily halted that ruling in response to an appeal from State Attorney General Ken Paxton.